This is Blue Devil Weekly. Greetings and welcome to Blue Devil Weekly, an exclusive here on MyWayneNews.com. I'm Mike Carnes. We're here in the hallways at Wayne Senior High School to talk about the Wayne High Athletics. On the big show this week, baseball coach Adam Hoffman is stopping by to talk about the Blue Devil baseball team as they get into district action this past weekend out in Ralston. We'll tell you about that. Also, track and field coach Dale Hookstein stopping by to talk about the track and field team. They're getting ready for districts this week, and they will be in O'Neill for district action. And we'll tell you, we'll get you prepared for that. And we'll tell you about how they did at Battle Creek this past week. And also, Dave Hicks, the golf coach, stopping by. Wayne High hosted their own golf invitational this past Thursday. We'll tell you how that went and get you we'll talk with them about get the team ready for the district meet coming up next week in Omaha. All that and more coming up on this week's edition of Blue Devil Weekly here on MyWayneNews.com. We're going to take a time out. When we come back, we'll have Adam Hoffman stopping by to talk baseball. We'll do that after this timeout right here on MyWayneNews.com.
At Bank First, we're more than just a checking account or a loan. We understand that convenience is important, and our banking technologies help us do more for you, our customer. Bank First offers e-statements, online banking, bill pay, pop money, mobile banking, debit cards, plus mobile deposit, where you can easily deposit a check using your smartphone, anywhere, anytime. Visit our website to learn more. For financial peace of mind and convenience, come to Bank First, where it's a better way of banking.
Welcome back to Blue Devil Weekly on MyWayneNews.com. It's time to talk baseball with Coach Adam Hoffman. The Wayne Wakefield baseball team competing in the B6 district this past weekend in Ralston at Dorval Smith Field. Wayne Wakefield taking on Guardian Angels, Central Catholic, Scribner Snyder, and West Point Beamer all at the same time. And maybe it wasn't a fair fight, 3-2. Guardian Angels comes away with a 7-2 win to end Wayne's season. Coach, you guys had some chances early on. I think you had 2 on the first inning, 2 in scoring position in the first inning, and 1 in scoring position again in the second. Couldn't get the timely hit, and Guardian kind of came up with a big inning there in the 5th and kind of put the game away.
Yeah, that's what we talked about earlier on. Making the plays was going to be key, and somebody getting that big hit. And like you said, we had chances there in the first three innings where we had guys in scoring position with 2 outs, and we didn't get that hit that we needed to. And then you have 5 errors. It's kind of hard to win those games. It's kind of like the movie Groundhog's Day. I felt like, just waking up to the same thing over and over and over, So it was just one of those things where we didn't get that big hit when we needed to, and we kind of give up some unearned runs there where they put the ball in play and they made us make plays, and so give credit to them, and they just got more hits than we did.
Guardian got a couple runs in the second inning to take a 2-0 lead. Wayne was able to battle back in the third. Brennan O'Reilly scored on a wild pitch to make it 2-1, and then Isaac Camarena had a double that played at O'Reilly in the third inning to make it, or in the fourth inning, excuse me, to make it 3-2. So, I mean, to give you kids credit, got down a little bit early, got down 2 runs, were able to get it within a run on 2 occasions, and you have the tying run in scoring position again in the 4th inning. So the opportunities are there. It just wasn't a matter of not being able to take advantage of them.
Yeah, that's the thing about this team all year is they've always fought. They've never given up, and they've always kept playing and giving us opportunities, giving us chances, and that's what I liked about this team. I was proud of them for staying in it, and never giving up, and we just fell short.
Adam mentioned pitched pretty well in a losing effort, went 4 1/3 innings, struck out 7 in that game, and he's kind of been the ace of the staff this year, and really every game I've seen him pitch, I think he's done very, very well for you, and just really kind of unfortunate that he throws so well time in time out, just not able to get the run support.
Yeah, that's something that we've talked about is he was pitching to get us outs, and we weren't taking him. So he only went 4 1/3. He was on obviously the pitch count got up there, but you think about it, we make those plays, and he's probably through the 6th or something like that. So yeah, he really pitched well again and gave us a chance to win the game, and we just didn't get it done.
Isaac Camarena, Zane Jackson, and Tyler Lett all had hits for Wayne Wakefield in that game. The team ends up the season with a record of 2-16, and I guess the season's over now for the high school team, and now kind of look ahead for you guys for Legion Ball this summer. The Wayne team will play juniors in the juniors division. The Wakefield team looks like they'll play in the seniors division this year again. So it'll be kind of fun to see how these kids make the transition from spring ball into summer ball.
Absolutely, it'll be exciting to watch them grow. That's what I told them after the game. We're a team that averaged 5 errors a game, and so now we need to go to work, and no better time than to work on it this summer and get better for next year. And it'll be interesting to see. To watch them play this summer and see how things go. I'm excited to watch them and see them grow and get better this summer.
And then the kids that'll be back next year will be an opportunity to hopefully for them, like you said, to grow and mature, and maybe come back next year, be a little bit better team, and hopefully we can see some growth or see some improvement and see those opportunities that go begging this season, that you cash in on them more next year.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. It's going to depend on how much time and how much work we put in this off season here, to see what happens next year. Because every team that we play, they're pretty young. We're underclassmen like we have 2 seniors, and a lot of guys will be back next year for us. And that's the same thing with all these other teams too that we seem to play. It's just a good group of guys coming through for baseball. And the thing of it was we were competitive in most of our games this year, 90% of them. And now we just need to get those big hits and make those plays and get more wins.
All right, Coach, it's been a pleasure working for you with you this spring, and next year hopefully we have some better things to talk about.
Absolutely, thanks a lot, Mike.
All right, we'll take a time out and have more here on Blue Devil Weekly right after this time out on MyWayNews.com. When it comes to the best local coverage, only one online source is a slam dunk for the people of Wayne County, and the surrounding area, and that's MyWayNews.com. From our exclusive Wayne State Coaches Show to breaking news of area news and sports events, MyWayNews.com is your trusted source to keep up to date on news in Wayne, Wakefield, Winside, Laurel, Allen, and the surrounding communities. And for complete award-winning coverage and commentary, turn to the Wayne Herald, our weekly newspaper devoted to covering Wayne County for more than 125 years. Whether it's print or online, we are your go-to source for all the local news, sports, and events happening in our area. The Wayne Herald and MyWayNews.com, an unbeatable combination. Welcome back to Blue Devil Weekly on MyWayNews.com. Time to talk track and field. Coach Dale Hochstein, the Wayne track and field teams closing out the regular season this past week at the Battle Creek Invitational, kind of a quadrangular meet, and an opportunity to run a bunch of people in a bunch of different opportunities and kind of get ready for the district meet, which comes up this Thursday up in O'Neill. And the Wayne girls come away with first place honors there, 204 points on the day. The boys finished second with 120 points. Coach, this is kind of it's a quadrangular, kind of a 4-team meet, so not as intense a competition as say your regular meet where you have 8 to 10 teams. So it's a good opportunity for you to get. It's kind of a glorified workout for the kids to get them ready for the district meet coming.
Right, it really was, and they had 8 teams last year. A couple of teams decided to go elsewhere because they were from further out west. And then with Atkinson-Westholt's conference meet getting moved, they decided to drop out. So it came down to a quadrangular this year. It allowed us to take some of our kids and do kind of an interval workout with them to kind of set them up for district, move some people into open events that we wanted to get a specific time for, maybe for district and stuff like that, and then move around and experiment with some kids in different events that they hadn't tried yet this year.
And some good results on the day. Kylie Hammer taking first place in the 400-meter run, and also Tara Staven had a pretty good day. She finished first in the high jump, was also first in the 200. Sydney Biggerstaff first in the 100-meter hurdles. Both relay teams got first place honors there in the 1600 and the 3200 relay. And then Wayne dominating throws, Danica Schaefer winning the shot put, and Jenna Trenhill winning the discus. And kind of a lot of those people that we just mentioned are people that have been consistently first place finishers in those events all year long, and continue to perform well here going down the stretch.
Right, and we were trying to look for some top times in a couple of those to kind of set them up for districts, get our throws in that we needed to just work technique and so forth. So they're sitting in positions of the district now where it comes down to having a good day on Thursday.
One of the finishes that I thought was pretty interesting, her mother mentioned it on Facebook, it was the first time she ever run the race, was Kelsey Boyer in the 300 hurdles. She finished second at a time of 53.17 seconds, and those intermediate hurdles are pretty high, and Kelsey's not very high off the ground, so I thought that's pretty impressive. But she's a really good athlete, and really performs well in a lot of areas.
Right, and she had talked about it, and those hurdles are always setting out in practice. And some people just have those urges that go by to always go over them. And Kelsey always jumps a hurdle here and there, and kind of wanted to try that race. And we knew with her conditioning and strength in the 800 that 300 meters wasn't going to be that difficult for her, just a matter of maintaining technique through. So she had fun running that race and ran a good time for the first time running it.
And then on the boys' side, Christian Rogers had a pretty good day for the Wayne boys. He finished first in the 100 and the 200. Brandon Wacker wins the 3200, and then the jumps, Grayson McBride dominates the high jump and the triple jump, gets first place in both of those events. And those three guys, Christian and Grayson, have been consistent medal finishers for you, and Brandon coming through with some good efforts there in the distance events. So some good marks to see those guys come through with the districts.
Right. Yeah, especially for Brandon. Sometimes you get in races and you're competing with people in those distance races, and you kind of think, well, so-and-so should beat me. And he just went out and ran. And so that was fun to watch him do that and win that particular event. And, the high jump, because of the number of schools that were left there, actually there were 6 jumpers and they're all from Wayne. We had a couple people try it, and they all made opening height and they all placed. So it was kind of fun to watch that event.
Yeah, Wayne went 1, 2, 3 in the high jump there with Marcus Furtick getting second and Ty Groney taking third. So the Blue Devil track and field team taking part in district track meet action this Thursday up in O'Neill. Field events start at 11 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, and then running events start at 2. And this is kind of the big one. This is the one that everybody guns for. That you finish good enough in this district event, right, and you qualify for the state meet, which is an animal unto its own. And this is really the most exciting week in track for any track team. It's an opportunity to compete in districts with a chance to make it to state.
Right, it's exciting for them and a chance for the coaches to lose their sleep as they're trying to get people in the right places and stuff. We have some great competition, coming into our district. They take the top 3 in the open events. Now field events, there is an automatic qualifying based on how people have performed in the past at the state track meet, and then in the other running events, that in addition to those top 3, they take the next 6 fastest times, since all the Class B is FAT now. Relays, it's the top 2, and then the next 4 fastest. So we're sitting right there in the mix in a couple of those relays and some of those open events, and now it's time to see what happens.
And the biggest challenge is for you as a coach is to try to figure out what, particularly in the relays, which of those kids to put in those relays. You've had some pretty consistent performers in both the 16 and 32 relays, and in the 400 relay as well. And it's just a matter of trying to figure out, do you put Kylie Hammer in 4 open events, or you go three and put her in a relay, or 2 and 2 relays?
Right.
Somebody like that, there's
right,
a lot of opportunities, a lot of options for you to try to
right,
figure out what the best approach is for you.
And not only which ones to go in, where can you do well at state once you get there. And so right now we're kind of looking at Kylie in 3 open events and then 1 of the relays, and Tara being in 3 open events and 1 of the relays, and our 4x8 finally has gotten to a time where they're sitting in the top 3, and so those guys could go. It all depends on the weather, the running, and who's mentally ready to go. And
you never know at district meet what might happen. There's some interesting stuff that can happen. Some people come through with some amazing performances, and I just remember I think it was last year Ben Hoskins had a rough day in the high jump, and that was the event that we thought that he was probably going to go
right,
in. Kind of had a rough day in the high jump, and then looking at the 800, it looked like he was on paper wasn't in that top 3
right,
or 4 to compete, but then he came through with an amazing effort, lunged at the finish line, beat the kid by a nose, and
right,
made it to state. So district meets are really interesting.
Right.
You just never know what's going to happen.
You're always looking for those surprises, and you always are going to have a few heartaches, and it's great to see a kid's face when something like that happens, and so we've had it happen before, and we're hoping it's happening again on Thursday.
Well, good luck this week at districts.
Thanks.
Hopefully we have a lot to talk about for state next week.
Well, we'll try to.
All right.
Thanks.
We'll take a time out and have more here on Blue Devil Weekly right after this time out on MyWayNews.com. The Wayne Herald is your source for all the news going on in Wayne and Wayne County. We cover the city and county, from government to community events. We also cover Wayne High School events and athletics, as well as high school sports at Laurel, Wakefield, Allen, and Winside. And we also provide the area's best coverage of Wayne State College sports and events. When it comes to Wayne, nobody covers it better than the Wayne Herald and Morning Shopper. Get your subscription now by calling area code 402-375-2600, and also check us out on the web at mywaynews.com. Welcome back to Blue Devil Weekly on MyWayNews.com. Time to talk golf with Coach Dave Hicks. The Blue Devils hosting their own invitational this past Thursday at the Wayne Country Club, and Wayne finishing today with a 443, bringing up the rear in a field of about 14 or 15 teams. And Coach, there's some good golfers that were playing in this meet on Thursday, and you like to think that the home course advantage will help you out, but this is a really young team, and they're learning on the fly a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a lack of talent right now because it's just they haven't played enough and they haven't competed enough. So, and they're young, so give them another year and they'll get there. In a couple of years from now, they should get to the point where they need to be. But yeah, there were some good players coming in, and Blair's got a couple decent players. They're not as loaded as they used to be, but they've got a couple of good top players, and of course Westholt. I think Hale's only freshman. He's a freshman or sophomore, I think. Yeah. So he'll be a real decent player. Of course, that's the coach's kid, so that always helps sometimes when you get that in your back pocket. So.
Westholt had 3 of the top 10 golfers in that tournament on Thursday and came away with first place honors. As Coach said, that Mason Hale, really a great young golfer, shot a 78, actually finished second in that tournament. Brant Radloff of Blair winning the tournament with a 76, and then Colton Rem of Columbus Lakeview 79. So those top 3 teams, Westholt, Columbus Lakeview, O'Neill, all shot under 350, and that's a pretty good team total on the Wayne Country Club track.
Yeah, that is a great team total, and I think each of those guys that shot the low scores had one bad hole. They had either a double or a triple bogey in there on that score. So I mean, it's just one of those where it was a beautiful day, absolutely gorgeous. You could dial that up every day. Is what you'd want, and that would be an ideal day. It was just a light breeze. We had gusts up to 7 miles an hour. That's pretty tough to deal with. At 75, 78 degree temperatures, it was just absolutely gorgeous. So we were expecting some low scores because there was no excuses that day.
Yeah, the only excuse was you hadn't played in that kind of weather all season.
That's
so
true.
It's kind of a challenge in that respect. But gosh, what a challenge to have to face. Wayne was led by Jonah Broderson. He had a 104 on the day. Jason Menzel 108, Peyton DeWalt 115, Gary Reynolds 116, Zach Urbanic 117. So he's got a couple of smaller events coming up. I think Randolph Invites coming up the next week here, and then district competition coming up next week. So it's kind of getting down to the end of the season for this team.
Yeah. We're supposed to go to Randolph this afternoon. We'll see what the weather dictates there, and then we have a duel at home with Stanton, who's really good, and then next Tuesday is Tiburon. Districts at Tiburon. So it's a tough course. It's kind of open, but a longer course. So we'll just see what that brings, and then give them some experience. That's what we need to do.
That Tiburon course, a 27-hole golf course out there just east of Gretna, and I've played the course a number of times. It's a tough track no matter which 2 of the 3 nines you play. There's a lot of challenges out there, and it'll be a great opportunity for a young team to kind of see what it's like to play on a course like that, and hopefully inspire them to hit the links this summer and work hard and try to improve for next year.
Yeah, hopefully they don't get discouraged on what they do. Hopefully that is an incentive to actually practice and not go out and shoot that again, what they have shot all year long. So I mean, they have to improve. You only get out of golf what you put into it. It's like any other sport. So if you're not going to play during the summer, they're not going to be much better next year. So I'm hoping they really get out and play a lot this summer.
Yeah, like you said, that course can frustrate you if you let it get to you. Golf is really a game, as much a mental game as it is a physical game, and one bad shot can lead to another, and next thing you know, you're digging yourself out of a deeper hole every time out. So hopefully it'll be a great learning experience for these kids to get out there and face a good course and see some good competition.
Yeah, and you always say in any sport, you got to have a short memory, because when you make those mistakes, you just got to let it go. So
exactly,
and golf just piles on top if you don't. So.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck this week, and we'll look forward to districts.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, we'll take a time out and have more here on Blue Devil Weekly right after this time out on MyWayNews.com. Welcome back to Blue Devil Weekly on MyWayNews.com. I want to thank our coaches for taking the time to talk with us about Blue Devil athletics. We'll do it up every week here on MyWayNews.com throughout the 2015-16 school year. So check it out here on MyWayNews.com every week for your exclusive coverage of Wayne High athletics here on Blue Devil Weekly. That'll do it for this week. Have yourselves a great week. We will see you next week for another edition of Blue Devil Weekly right here on MyWayNews.com.